Welcome back, Husker fans, to the fifth installment of the Big Red Roundtable. The Alliance has returned, also known as Generation Red. Scott and I, as well as Justin, Derrick, and Tyler from the Husker Cuz Cast, and we're hanging out tonight, and we are about to get really offensive. In case you're thinking this is a political show, no, we're not going to get that offensive. We're just going to hang out. We're going to talk about the 2022 Husker offense and who we think the starters might be. Gentlemen, it's been a month or right around there, and what y'all been up to? I know you floated down a river not that long ago, Justin.
I did. I went to the Guadalupe River down in New Braunfels this past weekend. Met a bunch of friends down there. There's about 50 of us, so got a lot of sun, and we killed a lot of alcohol down there too. So,
were you drinking the Black-Eyed Susans like you did last week or last month on the show?
My wife did make a bunch of Black-Eyed Susans for the Belmont. It wasn't the right drink, but that's all right. She got it in there, but
I'm just glad you weren't drinking them on the river, because after the shark herd around the table last month, I wasn't really looking forward to hearing stories about the shark herd all over the river.
In the river, it all just floats away.
Seen in the river, for that matter. How about any of you other guys had anything exciting happen lately?
You guys, anything?
I just got back from South Dakota. Went to the Black Hills.
Oh, nice.
Did some mountain biking up there, hiking. Saw another cousin. It's good times.
AJ, you saw AJ.
I saw AJ. So
nice. Very cool.
Sweet.
What about you, cool. Ken?
Oh, I don't know. I'm hanging out in a hotel room because started a new business venture with my wife. I washed my truck that semi that I used to drive, and some bitch shrunk right down to an F-350 Super Duty, and so now we're hauling campers, which has been a heck of a lot of fun. Let's see, we went to Iowa with the first one, which is never fun, but it was all right. And then this last one went all the way down south of Dallas down to Alvarado, Texas, and then we came back up here, and then we're going to head to Pennsylvania for a family reunion. So that's what's going on in my life. Let's see, guys. I know we're here to talk about the offense, and I'm going to just throw something at you, let you guys come off the cuff with it. Do you guys really give six craps from Sunday about what Adrian Martinez has been saying in the media, or about what the metrics involved in Scott Frost's contract are for his salary to increase back up to $5 million? Do you guys really care? Because it seems like the USA Today and every other Husker fan on the freaking planet seems to care. Do you guys? I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm mildly interested now.
Oh, getting saucy. Mango habanero up in this baby.
First off, with the Adrian Martinez comments, half of it was taken out of context. If people would have finished his quote, they would have realized that he wasn't even really talking shit. So I really don't care about it. It's Twitter. Twitter is there to start shit. It's all it's for.
Yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
What do you expect him to say? Do you want him to say, yeah, you know what? I don't want to make a bowl. That's good. I'm good. Never playing in a bowl.
My team is okay. They're not bad.
I have a bunch of losers around me. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
They're not as good as Nebraska, but I expect to, I expect.
If he didn't want to make a bowl, he would have stayed at Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've made so many of them recently, right?
But the Scott Frost thing, Ken,
so we could choke away a few more games.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
ahead,
not pick on Adrian. But the Scott Frost thing, I don't care at all. But I do find it just fascinating that it is a secret. It's like once I hear the secret, it's gonna be like, it won't be worth it. I would never have asked a question what was in the contract. But the fact that they don't want to release it is just like preposterous to me.
That's where
I get it. I kind of understand that sentiment, but I also understand the fact that, if there's specific numbers like wins and losses that are involved in the metrics, why the blazes would you want that to be public for, people like Justin just starts screeching because he's not going to probably make that metric, or anybody else that's dying to see the guy get fired. So I get why they'd want to keep it quiet. I'm kidding with you, Justin. You know that.
Or because the metric's too easy, right?
It could be that too.
I thought about it more along the lines
people.
of if they laid out the numbers black and white, which I mean, a university should have a right to privacy when it comes to certain like requirements, because when it comes to competition, like when I think of like if they were to release he needs to achieve this many things, that's whiteboard material for anybody that we play against for the whole season. They just look at it and it's like, all right, he needs at least this many wins, and we've got 1 win away from that. Every single game we play, assuming that we're, not at the end of our season and we're, trying to get one more win on the board. It's just, whiteboard material, sets fires underneath our opponent's asses. Like, let's get Scott Frost fired. Let's be the team that makes Scott Frost get fired. Or at least contribute.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. None of the Big Ten coaches want to get Scott Frost fired.
Probably not at this point.
Yeah.
Not at this
PJ
point.
Fleck.
Yeah. Well, that's only because he looks like the scary scarecrow now. Have you seen that Botox face of his? Holy cow.
Yeah, that's tough.
I almost feel bad for the guy, but not really.
Tough life being able to afford Botox. But you know what? Back to Scott Frost, that contract thing. I never would have given one thought about his contract. And even if somebody requested it and was given it, I still wouldn't have cared and looked at it. The only reason it's interesting is because the answer, is no. That's it. That's the only reason it's interesting.
Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. There's a reason, curiosity. Everybody's curious, but the USA Today to freaking sue to get the information. I mean, that's just, to me, that's the level of, my take is simple. Frost was like one of the only coaches on the planet that stood up for his players in 2020 and said, no, we want to play, knowing full well that the Big Ten was fixing to cancel the season. And, you go against the dogma back in 2020 that, be safe, can't play, blah, 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 blah. He put the target firmly on his back. And I think rags like USA Today really ate him alive for it. I think they had a vendetta against him, and they want to know what the metrics are simply so that if he's not meeting one of them, they can constantly keep it out there for everybody to see. But that's just me. That's my take on it.
I'm really surprised that there's been no sports writers out of Omaha or Lincoln that did the same thing. I guess the only reason they wouldn't have done it is because they didn't want to lose access to the post-game pressers and all that stuff. Well, any pressers.
My understanding is what spurred the USA Today to actually file the lawsuit is the fact that the Lincoln Journal-Star did make a public information request, and they were denied along with the USA Today, and USA Today's just taking it further and actually suing the university over it.
So, Ken, are you trying to insinuate that the USA Today might be pushing COVID?
I don't know. Pushing the whole COVID narrative, sure. The same old narrative that we all heard. So, anyway.
Strange to think that a newspaper would be pushing narratives.
I have no idea why
they have no agenda.
There's all journalistic integrity everywhere.
Is this the offensive part of the conversation?
Something like that, yeah.